Hey guys, JJ the Biz Kid coming to you with another spray paint art video. Don't worry guys, this channel is not turning into a spray paint art channel. I'm still going to do vlogs. This is just a little hobby I like doing. And today I'm going to be giving you guys a tutorial of how I do my spray paint art. This is not the only way to do it. I'm not saying this is the best way to do it, but this is just how I specifically do it. So I'm going to give you guys a little tutorial on how I do it, and let's just jump right into it. So first thing I'm doing is I'm setting my planets in place. So for this one I'm using a bucket and a spray cap and just going over with a little bit of black so I can see where my planets are. And now it's time to pick my colors. So for this one I'm thinking I'm going to go with a little bit of green and like baby blue and black. So that's what the main planet's going to be. So let's get right into it. Here we go. So spraying some green. Now you don't want to get too close to your canvas, and you don't want to be too far either. You want to be just in that little sweet spot where it's not misty, but it's also not getting too like wet. If you know what I mean. So what I'm doing right now is just brushing it out, kind of blending the two colors, the three colors, and just playing around. Now I'm just spraying the brush with a little bit of white, just to give it a little bit of texture, and just brushing it around, spreading around those colors. Now keep in mind, brushing it is totally unnecessary. Actually, this is like my second time ever using a brush with my spray paint art, and it seems to be working out pretty good. It's blending those colors, but you can totally do without a brush. I just like using the brush because it makes me look a little bit more professional. And it blends the colors nicely and just gives it a nice little texture. So now I'm gonna spray it with some black in a moment here. Wait for the video to catch up. Oh wait. Okay, so we're doing the secondary planet right now, and I'm using a scraping technique. You can literally use anything. This is an old sponge that's been sprayed over multiple times. Now it's like hard as a rock. So I'm just doing a couple of colors and just scraping it and giving it sort of a cool texture that I like to use. That's one of my favorites, and another one of my favorites, what I'm going to do in this video, is what I call ripping, which basically you just put a little bit of paper over some black. Actually, I'm about to show you here. And so just spray some black over your planet, or white, or literally any color for that matter, and just spraying over it, getting it nice and wet so that you can peel it off easily. Crumple up some paper and just peel it off, and it comes out with a really nice effect. So I like using this a lot. I use it in almost every painting because I just think it turns out really good. So you just do that a couple times. You can even crumble it up and just sort of splotch it everywhere. That's another good technique when you don't want those rough corners, as you just saw earlier. Give it a little bit of a papery corner. So just flicking a little bit of black on it, just spraying a little bit of black on my finger and flicking the paint onto the canvas with the smaller planet. So I just put the bucket over the planet. That means I'm pretty much done with the planet, and it's ready to be sprayed around. Secondary planet is done. So really just playing around with colors. There's no specific way to do it. Come up with your own techniques and just play around with it, really. So right now is something that I like to call outer glow. I'm using some baby blue around the planets, like the edges of the planets, which gives it that little bit of, like, outer glow. So spraying around it before I do the black, as you can see. And then I'm going to come in with some black and super dark blue. I like to add a little bit of dark blue because it gives it a little bit more, like, it pops out at you a little bit more using other colors besides just black. And you can see I'm not totally covering that baby blue, but just enough so that you can see it. And spraying the bucket and letting the paint bounce off onto your canvas is a really good technique. So you can see I just used a little bit of dark blue to make it pop out a little bit more. just sort of spraying over it really quick. I even like to use some purples sometimes. It just makes it pop out a lot. And so for my stars, which is actually sort of complicated, you can see I did it a little bit wrong and I got a big splotch right there. But that's okay, because it doesn't have to be perfect. But what I do for my stars is I just spray my finger with a little bit of white and flick really fast. Like that's what I use to get that super fine star, and try doing it from top down, not side onto your canvas, because then it just doesn't look good. It looks like it got smeared. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is my little tutorial of how to do some spray paint art, and yeah, thanks for watching.